From gracing the covers of fashion magazines in New York and Paris to standing her ground against Kirk Douglas in a heated dispute over payment and contract terms, her career path was nothing short of extraordinary. Through charm and undeniable talent, she seamlessly transitioned from modeling to acting, capturing international audiences with her sophisticated style and magnetic personality. Her on-screen presence was as striking as her beauty, earning her roles with some of the biggest stars of her era. Yet, it wasn't just her talent that drew attention. It was also her boldness in a male-dominated industry, where she refused to back down on matters of principle. Her work with esteemed filmmakers brought her both acclaim and admiration, yet behind the glamour were moments of grit and determination. She fused Italian elegance with a worldly flair, embodying a cosmopolitan allure that set her apart from her peers. Moving between continents and cultures, she managed to balance professionalism with a free-spirited essence that resonated deeply with her audiences. Whether caught in the midst of high-stakes disputes or delivering performances that linger in memory, her journey revealed an artist who never settled for less than what she deserved. Born as Elsa on January 30, 1935, in the picturesque town of Grosseto, Tuscany, Elsa Martinelli began her life in modest surroundings. Her father, Alfredo, held the essential role of a railway station chief, while her mother, Santina, dedicated her time to caring for the family. After spending her formative years in their Tuscan hometown, Elsa and her family relocated to the bustling city of Rome, which would become the backdrop for her future achievements. From a young age, Elsa became accustomed to hard work, embodying resilience and determination. She diligently delivered groceries to support her family, and later took on the role of a cashier in local bars. These early jobs not only cultivated her work ethic, but also highlighted her adaptability and inner strength, qualities that would serve her well as she carved out a future amidst the challenges of post-war Italy. It was during her adolescence that Elsa's life began to change course, setting her on the trajectory toward a career that would eventually catapult her to international fame. Her striking appearance did not go unnoticed, and during her teenage years, Elsa was introduced to the world of modeling, a field where she quickly gained recognition. Her natural elegance and charisma captivated photographers and designers, opening doors to opportunities far beyond the reach of her humble beginnings. In 1953, Elsa Martinelli's life changed forever when she met Italian fashion designer Roberto Capucci. At that time, she was merely a young woman with striking features and a captivating presence, but Capucci saw something extraordinary in her. His introduction to the world of fashion marked the beginning of her journey as a model. Under his mentorship, Martinelli quickly found herself immersed in the industry. She became not only the face of his innovative designs, but also the main attraction in his first collection, which elevated both her profile and his burgeoning career. Her elegance resonated with audiences, and soon, her modeling path extended beyond Capucci's atelier. Martinelli's international appeal led her to Paris, where the fashion capital of the world embraced her. There, she caught the attention of some of the most influential fashion photographers and magazines, further establishing her reputation. Not long after, Martinelli signed with Ford Models, a top modeling agency, and ventured to New York, where she bridged the worlds of high fashion and celebrity culture. Her striking features and versatile poses graced the pages of leading fashion magazines such as Vogue and Life, making her a household name within elite fashion circles. While her success as a model was undeniable, Martinelli's charisma and poise transcended the camera lens, catching the eye of filmmakers. Initially, she took on small roles in films, allowing her to explore acting while continuing her modeling work. These early film appearances might have seemed modest, but they set the stage for her eventual breakthrough in cinema. It was during this time that Hollywood actor Kirk Douglas discovered her. He had been captivated by her stunning image in a fashion publication and was convinced of her star potential. As a result, Douglas personally cast Martinelli in one of her first significant film roles, cementing her transition from fashion to the silver screen. After beginning her career as an actress in 1954, Elsa Martinelli demonstrated her remarkable range and adaptability in the French production Le Rouge et le Noir, directed by Claude Autant-Lara. Although technically her acting debut, this role positioned her within the cinematic world, but did not yet cement her as a household name. It was, however, the very next year in 1955 when Martinelli experienced a career-transforming moment. She caught the attention of Kirk Douglas, a well-established figure in Hollywood, due to her photogenic appeal highlighted on a magazine cover. Douglas personally ensured she was cast in the adventure-packed western The Indian Fighter, where she starred as the Sioux Chief's daughter. This role was created under the banner of Bryna Productions, a company associated with Douglas himself. Her portrayal drew international acclaim and positioned her prominently on the map of not only Italian but also global cinema. The chemistry portrayed between the flamboyant American scout, played by Douglas, and Martinelli's character was fervently discussed by critics and audiences alike. After gaining prominence in modeling, Elsa Martinelli's life took a remarkable turn when fate intertwined her path with the world of cinema. Known for her chic and captivating presence, Martinelli was already making waves as a model, gracing the pages of prestigious magazines like Vogue. A photograph of her in the magazine caught the attention of Diana Douglas, the wife of the legendary actor Kirk Douglas at the time. Kirk Douglas, who was not just a celebrated actor, but also a budding Hollywood producer, saw her potential immediately. He was in the midst of producing a Western film, The Indian Fighter, under his company Bryna Productions, aptly named after his mother. He needed a fresh face, someone who could embody the role of Onati, the beautiful and spirited daughter of a Sioux chief. This role was pivotal. Onati was no ordinary character. She was central to the story, as her character would fall in love with Johnny Hawks, the scout, and leading role embodied by no less than Kirk Douglas himself. The character required someone with grace and exotic allure to portray the daughter of Chief Red Cloud in this tale, occurring against the backdrop of Native American territory. At the time of Martinelli's discovery, Douglas had reportedly been struggling to find the perfect actress for the role. His wife's suggestion intrigued him, and upon meeting Martinelli, he decided to take a chance on this young Italian model. Her selection was groundbreaking. Choosing a relatively unknown European model for a central role in major Hollywood production was a testament to Douglas' belief in her unique talent and star quality. Thus began Elsa Martinelli's foray into Hollywood through The Indian Fighter, which became her official cinematic debut. The film, directed by André de Toth, was released in 1955, marking Martinelli's transition from the world of haute couture to the grandeur of the silver screen. Shot in vibrant cinemascope and Technicolor, the film also made waves as the first production by Douglas's Bryna Productions to collaborate with United Artists for distribution. It brought Martinelli into global focus, combining the themes of frontier survival, romance, and cultural intersections. As Onati, Martinelli added an authentic charm and magnetic presence to the narrative. Her chemistry with Kirk Douglas cemented her appeal both on and off the screen. This pivotal moment not only launched Elsa Martinelli's acting career, but also demonstrated Kirk Douglas's knack for identifying untapped talent, blending it beautifully with Hollywood refinement. Their partnership highlighted the bridge between international influences and classic American cinema, setting in motion Martinelli's illustrious journey in the film world. Upon seeing the photograph of her, Kirk Douglas was struck by the image of an Italian girl, with long dark hair and expressive dark eyes emerging from the water. The shirt she wore clinging to her figure gave her an allure that was both natural and striking. It was this image, brought to his attention by his wife, that made Douglas imagine Elsa Martinelli as the perfect choice to portray an Indian in his upcoming production. His wife, whose insightful comment confirmed the uniqueness of Martinelli's beauty, thought she had an incomparable presence, suggesting she would be exceptional for the role. Douglas later reflected on this serendipitous moment in his autobiography, The Ragman's Son. The description of that photograph stirred something deep within him, as he penned his admiration for what he saw as her extraordinary appeal. It was not merely the physicality that captured his attention, but a combination of confidence and allure that set Martinelli apart. The sense of discovery and the potential talent he felt from just seeing that single image became a cornerstone in their later working relationship during the production of The Indian Fighter. When Douglas pursued Martinelli to New York, determined to offer her a role, she remained doubtful when he reached out over the phone. It wasn't every day that someone like Douglas casually called, and she questioned whether it was truly him on the other end of the line. Her skepticism wasn't surprising. Claims like those needed proof, especially from someone living in an era where such promises might often carry an undertone of deceit. To convince her, Douglas resorted to an unusual method. He sang the iconic song from his renowned film 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea right into the receiver. It was an unexpected move, one that broke laughter and disbelief into shock. Only then did she accept that it truly was Kirk Douglas on the line. However, any promise of collaboration between the two didn't lead to a lasting friendship. Despite this unusual and memorable introduction, the relationship between Martinelli and Douglas soured. Whatever dynamics or misunderstandings that played out between them left them on poor terms. This sour note seemed to dull the charm of what could have been part of a larger story about mutual respect and professional admiration. She had relatively few lines in her role as Anati, the Native American woman and the Indian fighter, yet her presence left an impression. Variety's review of the film highlighted the allure of her unique and sensuous screen persona. The tender screen relationship between Anati, played by her, and Johnny Hawks, portrayed by Kirk Douglas, was a central theme in the movie, which marked her Hollywood debut. Although having been discovered and introduced to film audiences through the production of Kirk Douglas Company, their professional relationship was brief and fraught. She eventually sought liberation from the obligations of her contract with Douglas. Douglas claimed that the parting stemmed from her impatience about financial matters, arguing that she was dissatisfied with her earnings. Martinelli, however, painted a different narrative. She disclosed that her control over her career was slipping away when Douglas loaned her to another studio. Universal Pictures utilized her talents in Four Girls in Town, a project she found deeply unappealing and described as a super horrible undertaking. Rather than accepting an arrangement where profits dictated her career trajectory, her principles guided her to break free. In a 1961 statement to the United Press International, Martinelli shared how lending her out without regard to the film's quality led to her decision. When money overshadowed artistic consideration in Douglas' approach, she resolved it was best to walk away. In 1956, Elsa Martinelli was described by the Sydney Morning Herald as a rendition of Audrey Hepburn, with an added touch of feminine allure. Her elegance and fashion instincts caught significant attention, with Life magazine dedicating pages to showcase her sophisticated style. However, it was not just her fashion sense that drew attention, but also her ability to mesmerize on screen. Life magazine highlighted a notable moment in the film The Indian Fighter, where Martinelli's brief departure from her classic on-screen attire created an air of intrigue and sensation around her. This ability to balance a sense of mystery and modern sophistication placed her in league with Audrey Hepburn, yet made her distinctly different. The Italian maestro Vittorio De Sica aptly regarded her as the most stylish woman globally, a compliment underscoring her unmatched ability to harmonize her innate elegance with the glamour of a burgeoning international film career. Of course, this comparison to Hepburn was not far-fetched, as Martinelli's delicate, yet modern beauty, marked by high cheekbones and a slender physique, bore a resemblance to that of the British film icon. Her androgynous charm was amplified through smart wardrobe choices across her roles, an attribute that bolstered her reputation as a chic figure in cinema. Set apart by her vivaciousness and a natural aura of self-possession, Martinelli departed from the voluptuous archetypes that previously defined Italian cinema, presenting a fresh paradigm of grace and poise that resonated internationally. The description of her as Italy's Audrey Hepburn was thus not only a testament to her aesthetic appeal, but also a reflection of her ability to personify an elegance that bridged continents and cinematic styles. These accolades collectively position Martinelli as both a counterpart and contemporary to Hepburn, yet unique in her own right, a beacon of style and talent who made a lasting impression on the silver screen and beyond. After her experience working for Douglas, Elsa Martinelli's acting and modeling career continued to shift between Europe and Hollywood. She became a prominent figure in the film industry, reaching her peak in the 1960s. During this time, she showcased her remarkable talent and versatility, which culminated in her winning the Silver Bear for Best Actress at the 6th Berlin International Film Festival. This prestigious award recognized her flawless performance in the hit Italian comedy movie Donatella. Throughout this vibrant period, Martinelli collaborated with several renowned directors, further solidifying her status as a leading actress. She worked with Orson Welles in the film The Trial, where her ability to convey complex emotions was on full display. Additionally, she teamed up with Roger Vadim in Blood and Roses, a film that highlighted her captivating presence and charm. Another significant collaboration was with Elio Petri in The 10th Victim, a film that blended elements of science fiction and satire, allowing Martinelli to explore new dimensions in her acting. Her ability to navigate both European and American cinema made her a unique talent of her time, and her contributions to film during the 1960s remain memorable. In 1957, Elsa Martinelli's marriage to Count Franco Mancinelli, also known as Scotty di San Vito, stirred significant controversy. The union was met with disapproval from Mancinelli's mother, who disowned her son for marrying the actress. reports indicate that she never accepted the relationship, viewing Martinelli's fame and career as incompatible with the family's aristocratic values. This disapproval led to a dramatic fallout, resulting in Martinelli being expelled from their family palace in Rome. The couple's relationship, once filled with promise, began to deteriorate over the years. Despite their initial love, the pressures from his family and the challenges of their public lives took a toll on their marriage. As time passed, the bond between them weakened, and they eventually parted ways. The story of their marriage reflects the complexities of love intertwined with societal expectations and familial obligations, leaving a lasting impression on both their lives. Throughout the late 1960s, Elsa Martinelli continued to anchor herself as an international film star, while intertwining her creative pursuits with her personal life. In 1968, she married Willy Rizzo, a French photographer celebrated for his dynamic captures of celebrity life and his pursuits as a furniture designer. As a partner, Rizzo not only complemented Martinelli's artistic sensibilities, but also inspired her to channel her creativity into interior and fashion design. Their partnership marked a fusion of diverse creative worlds. Rizzo passed away in 2013, but his influence remained pivotal in shaping Martinelli's multifaceted career and her ability to embrace art and innovation beyond the screen. Martinelli's filming schedule during the 1960s was relentless, with her talents spanning continents and genres. Her commitment took her across Europe and the United States, featuring in some of the era's most memorable productions. She shared the screen with esteemed actors in a wide range of cinematic ventures. Among these was Four Girls in Town alongside Julie Adams, a portrayal that showcased Martinelli's versatility. She acted opposite Trevor Howard in Manuela, further underlining her gravitas in dramatic storytelling. Her role in Prisoner of the Volga with John Derek accentuated her ability to engage in narratives rooted in historical depth. Her appearance in the adventure comedy Hatari, alongside John Wayne, added yet another dimension to her repertoire. Similarly, her role opposite Charlton Heston in the quirky wartime comedy The Pigeon That Took Rome displayed her aptitude for humor amid chaos. The glamorous melodrama, The VIPs, where she shared the screen with legends Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton, allowed her to delve into roles that demanded both sophistication and emotional intensity. In films like Rampage, opposite Robert Mitchum, her performances demonstrated her compatibility with versatile storytelling styles. Among her other notable projects was the anthology film Woman x7, sharing scenes with Shirley MacLaine, where Martinelli contributed to an exploration of diverse marital themes. She also embraced the experimental and satirical sphere of cinema in her role as part of the star-studded production Candy, acting alongside Marlon Brando in a performance that hailed the counterculture wave of the era. While her Hollywood presence persisted, Martinelli maintained strong ties to European cinema, contributing significantly to international co-productions and foreign-language films. This immersion in global cinema underscored her dedication and adaptability to different cultures and directorial styles, making her a global cinematic figure of the 1960s. In Atari, which was released in 1962, Martinelli portrayed a photographer nicknamed Dallas, who worked alongside a group led by John Wayne. This team was engaged in the challenging task of trapping African wildlife for sale to Zeus. Martinelli's character was not just a bystander. She played a significant role in the film's narrative. Her attachment to the scene-stealing elephant calves was particularly memorable. The film captured her character's interactions with these young elephants, showcasing a blend of tenderness and adventure. The scenes featuring the composer Henry Mancini's iconic song, Baby Elephant Walk, added a whimsical touch to the film, enhancing the emotional connection between Dallas and the elephants. This combination of Martinelli's performance and the delightful music created a lasting impression on audiences, making her character a beloved part of the film's legacy. The film's portrayal of wildlife and the ethical questions surrounding it also resonated with viewers, adding depth to Martinelli's role. The actress recounted her dedication in preparing for her role in the film when she explained how she arrived on set a whole month before the rest of the cast, directly immersing herself into the environment to connect with the baby elephants that were being born. This early arrival was purposeful, as she sought to bond with the elephants in a meaningful way. She explained that she found the key to gaining the trust of these magnificent creatures quickly. Her approach was simple, yet profound. She fed them as soon as possible upon meeting them. This act of feeding served as a way to establish trust and form an instant bond. The strategy was so effective that the elephants began to perceive her as their mother, This maternal connection made a significant impact on the dynamic between her and the animals. They became accustomed to her presence. In fact, it reached a point where the elephants would follow her everywhere she went. This level of trust and connection facilitated the shooting process, as it allowed the animals to cooperate naturally on set, enabling more fluid and authentic scenes to be captured for the film. She also revealed that this relationship with the elephants did not feel contrived, but rather emerged organically from her interactions with them. Her ability to adapt and heartfully engage with the animals highlights her dedication to her craft and the role she was portraying. Moreover, her character in the movie was not solely about this unique bond with the elephants. She portrayed a multidimensional role that included being Wayne's love interest, thereby shaping her character as being significant both in terms of emotional depth and on-screen narrative dynamics. The connection with the elephants and her ability to integrate seamlessly into this dual role contributed to the authenticity and success of the storytelling. Not only does Miss Martinelli attract elephants, as noted by the New York Times, but she also has an eye for the rugged guana, Mr. Wayne. Her last English-language role was as Carla, the agent, in the film Once Upon a Crime, which was released in 1992. In this film, she shared the screen with the beloved actor John Candy, showcasing her talent in a comedic setting. This role marked a significant point in her career, as it was one of her final appearances in English-language cinema. Following this, her last acting appearance came in 2005, when she starred in the European television series Orgoglio, where she played the character de Cassidy Monteforti. This series allowed her to continue her craft, even as her roles became less frequent. Throughout her career, Elsa Martinelli has left a lasting impression on audiences, both for her performances and her unique charm. In 2012, the Locarno Film Festival in Switzerland paid tribute to actress Elsa Martinelli, an event that brought together her cinematic legacy and personal reflections. During this special occasion, Martinelli vividly expressed her perplexing relationship with her on-screen image. As she told Cinema Retro, watching herself in films was a curious experience, as she could not see her personal identity mirrored in the characters she portrayed. Instead, she viewed her on-screen persona as someone else, almost detached, bringing to light the enigmatic process of embodying various roles as an actress. This intriguing perspective offered insight into her artistry and the unique way she processed her acting career. When reflecting on her work, Martinelli expressed a sense of satisfaction rather than critique, unlike some of her peers who might reconsider their performances or envision alternate approaches. She confidently declared that her acting had been perfectly appropriate, leaving no room for the second-guessing many artists experience when revisiting their craft. This self-assurance speaks volumes about her professional mindset and inner approach to her roles. The tribute at the festival was not merely a public acknowledgement of her significant contribution to cinema, but also an intimate moment where she revisited the breadth of her career. She had stepped into the spotlight of Italian and international cinema from her origins in the fashion world, and soared into prominence, leaving her mark in films of diverse themes and genres. Throughout the tribute, and the interviews she gave during the event, her reflections painted a portrait of an actress at peace with her cinematic journey. After a fulfilling and remarkable life, Elsa Martinelli passed away in Rome at the age of 82 on July 8, 2017. Her final days were marked by a courageous battle with cancer, as revealed by her daughter Cristiana Mancinelli Scotti. Known to many as an accomplished actress and a celebrated model, Martinelli left behind not only a legacy in film and fashion, but also a family who continues to cherish her memory. She is survived by her devoted daughter, 2 grandchildren, 2 great-grandchildren, and several sisters who shared bonds of love with her throughout her life. Throughout her illustrious career, Elsa Martinelli's contributions to cinema were as impactful as her elegance on and off the silver screen. Though her passing was a moment of sadness for family, friends, and fans alike, the memories of her talent and charm live on through her work. Her family honors her strength and grace, remembering her as much for her gentle spirit as for her artistic achievements. The enduring legacy of Elsa Martinelli remains alive in the hearts of all those she touched, even as they reflect on the void her absence has